I'm Miriam Joy and welcome to my studio. Today we're going to be doing this beautiful snowflake, and I found these little cutouts at Michael's and I painted them with my metallic paints, and I didn't worry about getting the sides on these because they were already darker and they're so hard, so you just want to paint them totally till you have them nice and painted, and that's what they look like when they're the wood cut out. You also could put a layer of the glitter paint over that if you wanted those a little bit sparkly. But once you've got that painted and you let it dry, we're going to just follow the shape of our snowflake, and I'm not going to quite go up to the end because I'm going to leave room for pearls for that right here at the end. So we're going to kind of go just a little bit below that, and I'm switching down to a smaller size end of my tool because I know that isn't the size that I use. It's a little bit bigger. I'm trying to get some of this blue off of here real quick, and we'll follow our design all the way down. And I am using Crayola crayons. That's what we're decorating with. If you're not familiar with the process, please visit my website at miriamjoy.com. There's a YouTube video that'll take you on over to my YouTubes, and the one that loads up is called The Basics of Wax Designs, and it'll teach you what you need to know. But all we're doing is following this down, and we're going to add a dot here, and to kind of fill in I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 there. We're keeping it nice and simple, and back at the top I'm just going to add a dot there. So we're just going to follow these all the way around. Do one more here for you. The dot to clean those tails up, and lock those in. Snowflakes have a special meaning in my heart. I love the blues and the colors of Christmas time. That's how I decorate my tree. I think it goes back to when my daughter helped me make snowflakes one year. All the bead ornaments that we did that still hang on our tree. When she was a very little girl, she could almost keep up with me. And just continue all the way around. I didn't do anything to these ones in the middle because we're going to come back and decorate those with pearls. So once you've applied your crayon, let's varnish it at this time. And the easiest thing, because we've got so many cutouts, is spray on varnish here. So we're going to spray a couple times with the spray on varnish, and then you have it all nice and coated, and then we're going to come in and put some pearls on it. Now I went, because I'm using so many of the pearls, I went and tried to find the inexpensive packets that I could to use for this project. So I'm going to come in with the bigger ones, and I'm going to put those right in the center of these. Now on the other ones, we're going to glue them on, but these center ones, I'm going to show you what we're doing here. We're going to do them just a little bit differently. I tried using hot glue gun, but you have so many tails that I decided that the glue was probably a bit easier to work with. So I'm going to pull these in the holes, and it not only will hold the one on the bottom, but if you have that just a little bit on the top, then you can just put them on the top ones too. And then I figured out how many pearls I had and where I wanted to place them, because you could do the entire thing with pearls like I did up at the top. And you have this very sophisticated, looks like an expensive ornament that you would find at a very expensive department store. So I really like the look of these, and those settle just a little bit, so I want to fill those up just a little bit more and get my pearl on. Not too much. I had a little bit too much. He'll dry clear. I've got some glue gun tails or something in here. And you can always wipe around it, put it back on. You always could put your glue onto your pearl first and then put it on to your snowflake as well. But you can decorate these as much to give them a very expensive look or as little as you want. There is no right or wrong. So we have those on the back and on the front. Now these I just did on the sides here, and we actually don't need one of these. These are actually going to get covered up in our little holder here. So how much ever you want to decorate with those pearls, go ahead and do that. And then once you've done that and they're dry, we're going to come over to our little candle holders. And I've seen these candle holders for years. You may even have some. There was actually 3 in the tier. One's a little bit taller, but these are a little bit top heavy. And I purchased these again at the Dollar Tree, and I'll probably go back and get me a smaller one because I want 3 as a set. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the base to stick our snowflake into. So I'm going to take some styrofoam, and I'm going to find out about how much I need. So right about there, I'm going to cut it with my bread knife. And then I'm going to find one of my cookie cutters that is the right shape. That's the right size I need for that. So I'm going to take my styrofoam and take my cookie cutter and just cut my styrofoam out. And pop that out, and that is the shape that you need to go right in there to hold your little snowflake up, because I tried a lot of different ways to do that, and that was the one that I found the most effective. Now yours, you probably don't want to have the wiggles. You probably want it just a plain circle that doesn't have anything, and I cut this just a little bit too wide, so slice that down just a little so it's not quite sticking out very much. Then I took my styrofoam and I base coated it with my acrylic paint that I used on my snowflakes. And then once that was dry, I put some glue on it and rubbed it into Epsom salts to give it a really snowflake look. So it came out looking like that. So once you're done and you've given it kind of a snowy texture, it will look just like that. So we're going to take that now, and we're going to stick that back into our little holder. And just stick him down in there until you get him where you need him. And then once you have him in, you're going to take your snowflake and you're going to push him in. And if you need to cut it just a little bit with a knife, you can do that as well. But then that holds your snowflake. And remember how we're talking about you don't need the jewels for that bottom one because it's not going to show up. And then you have your snowflake. Try to make sure that he's nice and lined up and nice and tight in there as well. Now he's a little bit top heavy, so if you needed to anchor him with something, you could. If you were doing a party where he might get hit a little bit more, you might want to kind of think about setting him on something. But I thought it would be really pretty to have 3 of these, and I'd love to have a mirror underneath them as well, so that they would have the reflection of the snowflake on top, and maybe even sprinkle it with a little bit more of the Epsom salts to have that nice cute little snowy effect. But that is our little snowflake, oh, maybe a tabletop ornament. But I think with doing him with the pearls, you make him look so rich and looks like you paid a lot of money for him. So if you have any question about this snowflake project, please email me at art@miriamjoy.com. for any of the wax that we may have used today, please visit my website at miriamjoy.com. We have all of that available for you. As long as you're there, jump over to our YouTube tab, which has a bunch of more fun videos just like this, also educational videos. If you have a question about the process, there's probably a video for it. So go on over there, check that out. There's a Facebook link. You don't have to be a member of Facebook. Jump on over, see what we're up to. We try to post something daily to encourage you every day. And during the holidays, we have fun contests going on as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a Merry Christmas and God bless.